Hello everyone, this is Diane. I am here today with a small haul from a thrift store and the craft booth at the antique mall. These are not antique craft supplies, but it's just a vendor mall, really. But anyway, I decided to stop in there yesterday. They are right next to each other, so when I go to one, I usually go to the other. And I went to the thrift store and I brought home a few things. I got this workbook, which is modern. I don't know. I didn't look at the year. 2004. So it is 22 years old. Hard to believe, right? But I thought it just had really cute pages to use in journals. Vowel puppets. And then I got this, Rachel Ashwell's Shabby Chic, Treasure Hunting and Decorating Guide. And I thought, I love the images in her Shabby Chic books, but I will probably read this before I cut it up. But look at, I have to show you one of the very opening pages. That, look at that. That is so cool. And I do have one or two of her books in hardcover. This one is paperback, softcover, but none of them are the same. They're not the same book. That would be a pretty page. But I don't really want to use them as pages, mostly. I like to cut out the pictures and use them on ephemera. That would be a pretty one. So I'm just showing you some of the pages so you can see if you should be on the lookout for one of Rachel Ashwell's Shabby Chic books. So those are the books I got. I picked up this pack. I have a lot of index cards already, but these are vintage and they are lined. So they do show some aging. They're not bright white. So I thought I could use those. This one I almost didn't get. Oh, I forgot prices. I think this was $2. I think the prices in this thrift store can be a little high. This was only 99 cents though, and this was $2. This one was 49 cents, and I almost didn't get it because, you know, it's cute, but the pages are plain white. But I thought that was a cool shape, already done. I could put it on a page like that or like that and maybe stamp on it or something, but it would be a journaling spot. And I picked this up. Now I know this is from one of the dollar stores. I don't shop at the dollar stores. The only one I ever go to is Dollar General, I think it is. No, Dollar Tree, once in a while, because it's right next to Hobby Lobby. But I don't know what brand, which store carries the Jot brand. But I know it's a dollar store brand. But I like these, and they are perforated, so I can make a tall journaling card or two small ones. Just glue them to a page for journaling. I look for these kinds of pages. I like to use them. And I got these sentence strips for a back-to-school journal. The only thing I don't like about them is they're glossy. So I'm not sure if the teacher would like write the child's name on it and put it over their cubby or something like that, or if the child would use these for practicing, but they're called word strips. And I don't know if this is from a dollar store. Looks like it might be, but this is right over the name. Teaching Tree. So I think that might be one of the dollar store brands. So there are red and yellow ones. And the reason I went ahead and got these was because of this very unique item that I got. Because I got these to use in back to school journals, which I wasn't sure if I would be making any more of those. When I saw these, I thought, oh, these would be really fun in a back to school journal. And even if I don't make a back to school journal, I could put together kits to sell. So these would be good for back to school also. So this is some kind of a game. I don't even know if I have the name of the game here because it doesn't have the box. But these are the little score sheets. Standardized score sheet. So you have to fill it in with a number 2 pencil. Isn't that cute? But these are all different categories of cards. They all look like a school locker with the combination lock there. But we have quizzes for different subjects. French, health, math, history, English, chemistry, science. We have a form that had to be signed by the parent. Pair with a report card or field trip slip card. We have a report card. A field trip slip. These are secret notes, folded up papers with doodles and messages that the students were passing back and forth. We have a detention notice for cheating on a math test, skipping school, cutting class, firecrackers in the bathroom, being rude to the teacher, etc., causing explosion in chemistry. And then this, I'm not sure what these cards are called. But they have different combinations of lacquer and different patterns of colors. So, I don't know, but they're just school lockers. So that would be a cute card in a school journal. And I think this is the last. There's a bunch of these. These are the homework cards. There's quite a few of those. But aren't they fun? I wish I could tell you the name of the game, but I can't. 2019 ACCO brands. That's all I can tell you. And then I went next door to the vendor mall where the craft booth is, and I picked this up for $4. Came from Hobby Lobby, and it's an unopened, $4.99. Unopened Tim Holtz distresser with felt pads. It wasn't such a good deal, was it? I got this Tim Holtz stamp set, which I've looked at before on Amazon. I thought it was so cute. It's not Tim Holtz, it's Inka Dinka Doo, sorry. I've seen it on Amazon. And they are quotes from school kids, kid quotes. All you need in life is a friend who has chocolate. Sophie Deal, age 11. Happy birthday, how many fingers are you? A 4-year-old. You make me smile all over my face. I can't read the age on that one. If you're feeling blue, try painting yourself a different color. That was an 8-year-old. Getting married means sharing your toys. It was a child at a wedding. And count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. Age 12. And I got 2 more Spellbinders dies. I've gotten some from this booth before, and these were both $5 each. This was $5. And those cards. And the things at the at the thrift store were actually marked down. Everything was marked down. So the cards were 99 cents, but I got a certain percentage off depending on the color of the ticket. Because I think my total in my head, as I was, I saw the prices and I thought, well, the price is about $8 and it'll be less than that because they'll take a percentage off. And it was around $6. So anyway, I did pay $5 for these. So we're going to try these. I brought my Big Shot over here because I knew this was going to be a short haul. So we've got time to do some cutting. Let's do this one in this pearlescent pink. And I could do it in 2 different colors, but I'm not. I'll just do it in this one. I'm going to get my dryer sheet because those are a little bit intricate. So if you don't know, you can put your dryer sheet underneath your paper. I'm going to shut my door. Because the furnace is about to come on. So you put the dryer sheet under your paper. And then, of course, the paper and your dies. And the dryer sheet is on top of the cutting plate. And then you add your top cutting plate. And I'm going to add a couple of my very thin shims. And run it through. So the purpose of the dryer sheet, let's see if it did the job, would be to collect some of those pieces that need to come out. Well, this one didn't because, oh, does that not cut? Oh, I'm not sure what this was for. I gotta look at the packaging. Maybe it'll tell me. Where did I put the packaging? Oh. It's a locket. Okay, so first of all, let's see if this dryer sheet did its job. No. It did a little bit, but more of these pieces should be stuck to the dryer sheet, but they're gonna come out easily anyway. But some of those little pieces, you have to poke them. I'm sorry, my voice is hoarse today. I had a very, very bad night. I woke up at about 3 and I never got back to sleep. And I just tried to take a bit of a nap on the couch, and my son called, or texted. He didn't call me, but he was texting me with questions about scheduling and can I borrow the car and stuff like that. So I gave up and came down here. So anyway, I'll finish poking out all those little things. So this is supposed to be a locket. Oh, yeah, this is the piece. just not sure. Okay. This is all open. Oh, I just don't understand. See? None of this pink is here. So, okay, I think what they do is, okay, I think I know. You probably already know, and you're probably trying to tell me. But we're gonna try something else and see if my theory is right. I put this on and cut it. I think you know where I'm going with it, right? Or maybe I could have put this in there and done them both at the same time. So this is the side that doesn't cut. I'll put that right on that side. More of the stuff stuck to the paper this time, or to the dryer sheet. So again, I'll have to poke out some more, but then this is cut out, but not all the way. That's really cool. But I could still use it separately as a frame, and I could just cut that little bit there and have that part to just use as decorative elements. Well, that's cool. I like that. There are a lot of stamps and dies in this craft booth, and I told you I was going to try to do a video the next time I went to show you the booth, and I completely forgot. But it is a small booth, and it's just packed so full of stuff that it's really hard to look at it and look at everything, and I just don't want to take the time. I did one day when it was still pretty new and nobody else came in the booth. I sat there on, she puts it's just a little stool on wheels, so it's kind of treacherous, a little round stool, but you can sit on the stool to look through stuff. So I sat there one day and went through every basket of stamps and dies. There are also baskets full of napkins, which I don't use napkins much, so I don't even look at those. And she charges $1 per napkin, and I think it should be like 2 for $1. Okay, so now I want to try this one, and you can see on a card they use this at the top and this at the bottom, but I'll just be able to decorate pockets or tags or pages with them. Okay, so let's try this lighter yellow one. didn't cut it all the way out either. All right, they have the solid blue and it just cuts out. So this could be the pocket. And I could just back it with a different color. So that's pretty, isn't it? Oh, and look, this makes a pattern together if I'd put them closer together. But there's also this piece that might, I don't know, might cut out this. Let's try it. Or maybe it won't. I'll just move it down here and see what it does. I'm not going to use the shim because that's not an intricate cut. Yeah, it cuts it all the way out. So it doesn't frame it. I thought it was going to cut a frame to put around this. But I think, I don't know. I don't know what it's for. I could, you know, cut it out to put a contrasting color behind that, but I don't think you really need a die for that. Not sure. Am I missing something? It says semicircle border. I don't have a semicircle border. Is it in here? Ah, haha. Okay. All right, well, I'll have fun playing with those. Let me show you the other Spellbinder dies I've gotten from there. I know I've shown them to you when I first got them, but I want to look at them again too. I think this is all of them, and I think they're all in here. Yep, that's empty. So I have that one. And that one. I remember cutting that one out. And that one's pretty. And these. And I just used this one for the Heidi journal that I just made on a pocket, and I glued a scripture card. Oh, I all fell out of the bag. It was just the right size for this to fit in it. Scripture card. So that was really good, and I liked that with the Heidi journals. So these are all the Spellbinder dies. There's a border too. Lots of fun, intricate dies. So there's more here than what I just showed you. I have to organize my dies again. They're still pretty organized, but I do have some that need attention. So I love these little shapes. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these. I might as well do that while I have my big shot out, and maybe I'll come back and show you what I cut. All right, I've been doing some cutting, so let me show you what I've done. I have this long piece that I cut with this cardstock. I got this white paper out so I can show them to you. So that would be a nice border. I could decorate a belly band with it, or, you know, edge a pocket with it or something. It's pretty neat. And it's pretty long. It does fit on my, I think it fits on my cutting plate, but like I've said before, if it gets too close to the edge, it won't press enough, and so I don't think these edges would cut. This paper wasn't quite long enough, so I didn't get to test that theory. Because I just use scrap papers. I have this die, a little corner, and I cut it twice with a pale yellow and a green. Oh, I didn't realize that this tore coming out of the die. There must be a little piece of green left in that die. But they're pretty. And I used that in a journal already. I have these label type of shapes. Still have some paper in. This one has the burgundy, the blue, and the black still stuck in it. And let me show you what they look like. I really love this one. It's a nice small shape. And there's the blue. I still have to clean some of them up. And then this one. And I have corner pieces that match this. So I cut several colors of those corners. There's more. There's a yellow one. And I tried to do 2 of each, have them in sets of 2, because if I wanted them on like a top corner or a bottom corner or opposite corners, I wanted 2. But some of my scraps weren't big enough to do another corner. I have one more label. Did I cut that one? I don't think I cut that one. I neglected that one. Okay, but you get the idea. I've got some of these nice ornate labels. And I have these small doily type of shapes. And I cut these with the burgundy cardstock. I did this one twice because there was space, a little space left, and that was the smallest one. And a large doily, I cut this green. And these, I figured it out, guys. I know that you probably all knew, but these frames, like with the yellow ones that I cut on camera, the frame is, you put it on with this die, or after you cut the die, then you put this on. But I did it with it. Well, I didn't do these again, but with these, I put the frame part on with the die, the design. And I got this one. It's got some things I need to clean out of it. And this one. Aren't they pretty? And I wanted to show you, I put them through twice without putting the shim in. And it did not work. Like, it cut the outer part, but the inner part is not cut out. So I have to use the shim. I couldn't believe I forgot it the second time. And then I just have some corners. And some crumbs. So these are the corners that match that one label. Oh, wait. They match it and they match it. And then I have this one. A bigger one. So that was fun, getting to play with my Spellbinders dies, and I've gotten all of these at that craft booth. I don't even know, is Spellbinders still around? I don't know. And I don't know if these would still be available, if they are still a functioning company. What was I going to say? Don't remember. So I guess I'll just say goodbye. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this, playing around with the spellbinder things. It's fun. So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.